Alright, and good afternoon folks. How you doing today? Dreaming here with another book review for you. Today I'm going to be doing a review on a right-hand path book, if you will. I've done a couple reviews on this author already. Before we get started here, again, if you like what you're seeing and you want to get more updates on my news feed when I'm releasing videos, anything like that, please hit the subscribe button below there. Leave me a comment, positive, negative, anything to help me out. Let me know how I'm doing. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, or you want to see me do a video on another type of book review or something like that, let me know. At some point I'll probably actually be doing some of these rituals and some of these books that I'm doing reviews on, and I'll end up posting them to the internet, and kind of like a live stream maybe. I don't know if it's going to be live stream or not, but I will be doing videos on those in the future. So with that, let's go ahead and jump into it. Book is Magickal Protection by Damon Brand. Again, yes, I've done a couple of reviews on his books already. You're going to find Damon Brand writes a lot of those books from Gallery of Magic. This particular book has been out since 2005, sometime in 2005. And it's a very recommended as far as the content. It's not just like basic protection. They cover the bases in a lot of areas. And what attracts me to a lot of the books from Gallery of Magic, of course, as people know, I used to be a chaos magic practitioner. I guess you can really say that I still am in a sense, even though I'm doing more left-hand path work, really. What I like about it is, just like anything else in our society right now, we're seeing a lot of minimalizing going on. People are buying tiny houses and smaller cars and downsizing everything. And Gallery of Magic is doing just that, with their material. They're basically minimalizing everything to the point that, hey, all you need is, the pronunciation, how to do something, a little bit of visualization, some confidence, and hey, the sigil, and, you can pretty much be done in, 5 minutes, 10 minutes with some of their rituals. That's one of the great things about this. And you don't need to be out there flourishing a wand, twirling your athame around, your dagger or whatever. You don't need a chalice, burning candles and all that. Although there are a few rituals that they do have, some of those, hey, you gotta burn this incense or you gotta burn this candle along with this. Not in this particular book, but again, everything's basically minimalized, and that's one of the things that attract me to this book. Plus the very fact that their rituals work. For a lot of occultists that are just starting out, having something easy that is broken down for you that you can follow and get results with is such a big confidence booster for a lot of our brothers and sisters and starting out in occult practices nowadays, especially in this younger generation. They're looking for excuse me, ways that they can start out, and again, I highly recommend these books. So with that, again, when I bought this book, I bought the digital copy as well, and I believe I posted that in one of my other videos already. Again, if you're just starting out, I recommend buying digital copies, especially from Gallery of Magic. they're gonna save you a ton of money, people. Go ahead and buy the digital copy for $3 or $4. Save the money, and then later on, if you really want the book, you want the hard copy in order to get access to whatever, the sigil is going to say. You say you want to print this sigil out and photocopy it and be able to use it, to have something physical in your hand and not just a digital copy. Then you have it. I've done that in the past with a lot of my stuff, and I'll end up doing another video on that in a bit. I of course got my copy from Amazon, and I wasn't too happy with the shipping on this particular one, even though it's not Amazon's fault. It's really the U.S. Post Office's fault. What ended up happening is the person who delivered it, when they, instead of putting it in my mailbox straightforward, they kind of folded it, and it's got like a crease here in the binding. But so with that, what I like about this is that, as I said, it covers the bases on a lot of things. You got issues in here against protecting against aggression, unwanted attention, protecting your job. You can, there's a basic banishing or cleansing ritual in here. Preventing or stopping supernatural attacks, violence. The one thing I need to mention, folks, though, is that protection magic isn't going to protect you from anything. Not anything, but it's not going to protect you 100%. It's kind of like minimalizing the effects. If you've done a protection ritual, you might end up still having a car accident and maybe having bumps and bruises. That's going to be the protection magic happening there. As opposed to, say, you didn't do it, you may end up having say that same car accident, but come out a lot worse. It's not going to protect you 100%, but he does state that yes, it is going to minimize things, and you do have to do things in the real world to prevent those things as much as possible, just like any other time. So if you're walking down the street and you live in a bad neighborhood and you're drawing attention to yourself because you're wearing flashy clothes, or you're showing that you got too much money, or you're walking down the street and you're screaming at people, and and then you wonder why you're being attacked by a gang or something like that. Hey, it's your own mouth getting you in trouble, or you gotta do what you can in order to protect yourself. Yeah, go ahead and do the rituals. Like I said, they work. I know, I've got a couple experiences in this book. I once had an individual that was basically stalking me, and I followed through with the ritual in here on protection from. First, I did the ritual for protection from a stalker, and then I also did the ritual to reduce unwanted attention. And up to this point, I haven't had a problem from this individual whatsoever. The other one that I liked that I did that brought results, and I'll actually tell you the story in this one, is there is a ritual in here called taking power from a bully. Okay, and that actually happened in the workplace, and I'll go into that in a little more detail here in just a moment. But when you get this book, you're going to have a master protection ritual you need to do in order to it's kind of like an activation ritual. I want to say it takes about 30 days. Go ahead and go through it, of course. It's also got the sword banishing ritual, which is a very just basic banishing ritual. For those of us who have done the lesser banishing ritual, the pentagram, It's very similar to that, except, I mean, literally you can have this done in like 30 seconds. It really cleanses away negative influences. I've used a sword banishing ritual around people, you know, just silently where I was at, and like these people that would normally end up having like a negative influence on me basically just walked away and didn't bother me. So it can be powerful. You know, you got to go ahead and use it and experience it for yourself. But do the master protection ritual, follow through with it. Again, I believe it takes 30 days as activation. I think you also have the sword banishing activation ritual. Again, you also have to perform that if I'm not mistaken. And then after that, you can go ahead. I mean, you're kind of pretty much protected at that point. Go ahead and follow through. You know, do a refresher maybe once a year, like on the master protection ritual, and you know, and then as you need other things, obviously go ahead and do them. But to take power from a bully, that was kind of interesting because I was working at an employer, and we had this individual that was basically really just bullying a lot of people verbally, calling them stupid and saying that they didn't know their job and other things. And I had kind of gotten frustrated over it because this person was basically bashing somebody who was really already, say, a special needs person, okay? And I didn't like what I was seeing. So, you know, I felt that, hey, I have a right, you know, or need to, you know, do something about this. So I came home one night and I followed through with taking power from a bully in this book. I believe it's a 2 or 3 day ritual, and really all you got to do is, I mean, really it's just a basic visualization. You could get that ritual done in like 2 minutes, easy, and you're done. You know, you don't have to do anything else. You know, a few words, a little bit of visualization, and you're done with the ritual. Anyways, what ended up happening was I finished the rituals, and then I didn't see that person for the rest of the week. And then the next week, I think that they had, we were on the schedule for 2 or 3 days, but they ended up calling out on all the days that they were scheduled off. They were scheduled like 3 days in a row or something like that. And they simply called in and said, hey, I'm not going to be able to come in for the next couple of days. They really didn't give much of an explanation. But then when the next week, when the person did come back, the change in that person was so dramatic. Like, it was night and day. That person was like, hey, how's it going, you know, and talking calmly with people, and not, you know, bashing them. And she was even going up to the person that she was bashing the couple weeks before that, and was actually nice to them. And I really feel that, you know, from that experience, you know, she probably got a swift kick in the ass is what ended up happening, you know, in a spiritual sense. And usually what happens, folks, is, you know, when they, in some situations like that, the person really just ends up feeling guilty about what they've done. And, you know, they look for ways to go ahead and, you know, amend the situation. And I think that's really what ended up happening in this situation. She got a swift kick in the ass spiritually, and then she basically, like, you know, turned everything around, and it was quite a refresher, you know, quite refreshing for a lot of people at that point. And so with that, you know, I highly recommend the book. I will go ahead and have a link below to the Gallery of Magic below if you want to, get access to their blog site and take a look at some of their books and other materials as well. With that, folks, I'm going to go ahead and leave you today. You have a great day. If you have any suggestions, again, please put them below in the comments. Let me know how things are going, and hit that subscribe button. I appreciate it, folks. You have a great day. Bye.